When should you be looking at the audience as a host on the ins and the outs? You're like, okay, ins and outs, what's that? Well, let me ask you this question. When you are the host, where is your attention focused the majority of the time during the talk show? It's not going to be at the camera, because when I'm looking at the camera, who am I really looking at? I'm looking at all of you sitting in the audience. When I'm doing my talk show, if I'm the host, I'm going to be looking at my guests the whole time, and we're going to be talking back and forth. So now the question is, when do I look into the camera? Well, there's 4 times you want to look into the camera. At the very beginning of the show, when you're doing the introduction, you're like, hey, with us today is this guy right over here. He's a great guy. I think you're going to love to get to know him. I'm going to tell you all about him. I'm looking into the camera because I'm talking to all of you at home on the couch. But as soon as I'm done introducing him, then I focus my attention over here on him or her, and then, we start our conversation. But eventually that thing called a commercial comes up. And so as the guest is finishing, oh, that's really interesting. I would love to hear more about your favorite kind of movie, but we have to go to a commercial break. And I'm no longer looking at the guest, I'm looking at the audience at home. And this is called a wrap-up. Now, this is an out where I'm leaving the show, or an in is where we're back from commercial and be like, hey, we were just here talking with so-and-so and they were just about to tell us their favorite kind of movie. Let's continue that conversation. And now I'm back over here. That's called an in. But let's first focus on the out. So as I demonstrated, a good out kind of recaps what the person was just saying, like, oh, so you really love soft, sad movies that, make you cry. Well, that's very touching. We'll be right back. We're going to hear a little bit more about his favorite movie, The Notebook, in just a minute. All right? There's a wrap-up where I'm recapping what was said, and I'm talking to the audience, and then we pull away and we go to a commercial break. Now, you might say, that's really not that hard, Mr. Meister. I think I can handle that. All right? The truth of the matter is, it's maybe a little harder than you think. Let me show you some examples of some students who maybe messed this up a little bit.
Actor, but yeah, my mom suggested, since I'm pretty good with numbers, that I should be an accountant. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking that into consideration. Like,
are you taking the class here? Accounting?
No, I might take it either next year or senior year or something like that.
Okay, and we have to go to a commercial break, so we'll be right back with Justin.
Now, some of you might say, Mr. Meister, I really didn't think that was that big of a deal. It really wasn't that bad. Okay, maybe I saw a little bit of abruptness there. All right, if you're not convinced, let's take a look at Joe. Joe is maybe a little bit even harsher with his wrap-up.
Now, on your junior varsity squad that you're on, do you do flips and stuff? Yeah.
I took a gymnastics class over the summer, and I do have...
That's fantastic. We'll be back right after this.
That's so weird.
Okay, hopefully there you can see that was pretty bad, all right? Again, a good host is going to very casually and in a relaxing way summarize what they just heard, turn to the audience and say, no, that's very interesting. I would like to hear a little bit more, but we'll be right back after this commercial break. Try and be cool, calm, and collected that way. Let me tell you why most people are very quick to wrap it up. Because when they're the host, they're dreading being the host. They're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what I got to ask next. And then they see this sign from the floor director that says, okay, it's time to go to commercial. And they're like, hallelujah, I get to stop. Yeah, shut up. We're going to commercial. All right, and then all the pressure's off of them. Again, remember, being a good host means you're an actor. You might be feeling excitement inside, like, thank goodness we get to end this misery. But the reality is you gotta relax and let the person finish. And if they talk for another 30 seconds, let them talk. But just relax and be like, oh, well, that's very interesting. I would love to hear more. And we will when we come back from these commercials. Once the commercial is on and we're off the air, then you can do your, hallelujahs and all of that. But until then, again, be a good actor or actress when you are the host.